name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you're a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today is another episode of my Sunday sewing catch up and we're on episode 59. As usual, I've got my notebook, so I may look down. I've got a couple of things that I've been sewing. I've got some fabrics to share with you, some makes, a sewing challenge and a YouTube vlogger to mention as well. Before I dive into all of that, I'll let you know what I'm wearing, and I'm wearing two fairly old makes actually. I've been sort of going through my wardrobe, swapping out some of my summer clothes that I know I can't layer up, and digging out some of my winter clothes. The dungarees that I'm wearing are the Closet Core Jenny overalls, and I made these, gosh, about 4 or 5 years ago when I was right at the beginning of my sewing journey. And I came across the pattern, fell in love with the pattern, and I really was up for the challenge. So it took me a really long time to sew these up. I learned a huge amount when I was sewing this pattern. It was the first sort of really involved make that I got sewed up. I'm really proud of them. They are very worn and very loved, but every time I get them out, I'm just reminded of that feeling that you get when you accomplish something that feels really challenging. And I remember this taking me months to sew them up. There was so many fiddly aspects to sewing these up because I was right at the beginning of my sewing journey. But yeah, every time I get them out, I'm just reminded of that really proud, accomplished feeling that I got when I did manage to get them finished, and they fit me, and I've worn them so many times. So I'm really excited to get them on again and get wearing them. And then underneath, I've got one of my Faye Studio Jepson, I think this is called the Wow jumper. It's a really gorgeous jumper that's got a drop shoulder, and it's got this beautiful ruffle, cuff on the sleeve, and then it stops just sort of at my hips. It's a really lovely jumper, and I think it goes really nicely with these dungarees. I will put a picture in of me wearing this outfit, and I'll stand up just so you can see what the dungarees look like. But because it's a green corduroy, it's quite tricky to show you all the details. But yeah, it's got dungaree buckles at the top. It's got a bib pocket here. You have got pockets on the hips. And then I chose to do a little floral contrast for the pockets. There's pockets on my bum. There's a button fastening, and then there's also a zip. And they're really fitted because they've got that waistband, and then the straps cross over on the back. And then if I stand up, you'll be able to see what the trousers look like as well. They're so comfortable, and I'm really excited to get them out and wear them. These are perfect for wearing to work as well because they're really comfortable, and I've also got lots and lots of pockets, and I can layer it up, so I can put a jumper underneath, I can wear a t-shirt underneath, I can put a jumper over the top. I have worn these hundreds of times, and I've got so much wear out of them, and they're still going really strong in my wardrobe. So that is what I'm wearing. I have been busy sewing a couple of things this week, not as much as I shared last Sunday because I'd had half term. So I have been back at work for a week. It's always lovely to see the children after a holiday. They're always really excited to come back. So I've been sewing a couple of things, 2 things for myself and 1 thing for Lola. And I mentioned this last Sunday that I might get around to sewing a skirt for her. So I think I'll start with the skirt that I've sewn for myself. And again, I've had this cut out for a while. I talked about sewing this up last Sunday, and it's using the free tutorial by Alice Irvine for a flat fronted skirt. And it's using this gorgeous cotton fabric that I got from a Sew Hayley Jane box. It's like a geometric print. So I have sewn up a flat fronted skirt. So you've got the flat fronted waistband at the front, and then you've got elastic in the back that creates lots and lots of gathers. And it has got pockets. For my skirt, it stops sort of midi length, so mid calf. I wanted to use as much of this gorgeous fabric as I possibly could. I'll stand up just so you can see what it looks like, but it's nice and gathered, but you've got that flat front, so it stops that front of the skirt being really bulky, and then you've got the elastic in the back, and it's just a really simple skirt, 2 rectangles and then pockets. I think this is going to work really nicely in my autumn wardrobe, just with a South Bank sweater or a Tilly and the Buttons Freya jumper tucked into the skirt, and then a nice coatigan over the top to keep me nice and cosy. So that's the first thing that I've sewn up, and I've used most of the fabric from the Sew Hayley Jane box. You get 2.5 meters for the classic box, which is what I subscribe to, and I've used most of it for this. I've got a little bit left, and I think I might be using the scraps that I've got left. Probably got just less than 1/2 meter left, and I think I'll be using it to sew up some gifts, which I'm going to go on to talk about in a little bit. And then probably my favourite thing that I've sewn up is a skirt for Lola. So I mentioned last Sunday when I sewed up my pumpkin myosotis dress, I'll put a picture in so you can see what it looks like. She really wanted a dress or a skirt in the same fabric. So I showed her the website, Hey Sew Sister, got gorgeous fabrics on that website. I showed her the website and she picked out quite a few fabrics, but I said to her she could only pick one for now. And I said to her, you could go with the same fabric as me and we'd match, or you can pick a different one. And she fell in love with this absolutely adorable carrot fabric. It is a little bit creased because she's worn it already. How cute is that fabric? It's a cotton poplin on sort of a peachy background, and it's got all these different carrots that are smiling and they're really jolly. I think the fabric was called Happy Vegetables. So I used the same tutorial by Alice Irvine for a flat fronted skirt. I just used Lola's measurements and I've created a really cute flat fronted skirt for her. It's so cute and it really makes me smile, and she's loved wearing it already. I asked her where she wanted it to stop. She wanted it to stop just below her knee, so that's where it does stop on her. I asked if she wanted pockets. Yes, she did want pockets, so it has got pockets as well. So it's exactly the same as mine. It's obviously just a miniature version. Flat fronted waistband, elastic in the back. It has got pockets, and I've also turned up the hem twice. So hopefully I've got enough room to be able to drop that hem for when she grows. But yeah, she's really enjoyed wearing it already. It made me really smile as soon as I finished hemming it. Gave it a tiny little press and then she popped it on, and she's not taken it off, which makes me feel really happy because obviously she loves wearing it. And I had to take it off her to film this video, so I'm going to give it back to her when I've finished filming this video. But really cute skirt and a really straightforward tutorial by Alice. So thank you, Alice, for that skirt tutorial. And then the third thing that I've started sewing up, it's not finished yet, I've got to do some hand sewing, but I had this gorgeous quilted fabric from Fabric Godmother, and I wasn't too sure what I was going to turn it into. And again, I think last weekend I talked about turning it into the I Am Heather sort of gilet type jacket, and that is exactly what I've done. So it's almost finished. So I've used the quilted fabric for the outside of the sort of gilet, and I've used this gorgeous floral cotton poplin, and I can't remember where I got this from. I think it might have been Sew Me Sunshine, but I've used that for the inside. I did go for the white zip because that's what had arrived and I really wanted to get it sewn up, and actually I think the white zip works nicely for it. And then on the front of the gilet I've just gone for patch pockets. Now, they don't tell you to line the patch pockets, but I decided to line them just using the same fabric. And I think that's just a really nice touch to the pockets. So it's all completely finished. So the lining's in. I just need to press the armholes, and I'm going to make sure that I use a cloth so I don't burn this gorgeous fabric. And then all I need to do is press the hem on the back, press the lining because I haven't attached that yet, and then do some hand stitching. So I'm going to do that tonight when I'm watching the Strictly results. So I've got a little bit of hand sewing to do, but then it is completely finished. And I think this is going to really add to my wardrobe. I'll pop it on just so you can see what it looks like. I'm not sure if it would go with this sort of jumper because I've got the drop shoulder and the ruffles, but I think it would definitely add a really lovely layer over the top of like dungarees, or with some jeans, or I'm thinking like my yantas. I think it would work perfectly for my yantas. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's finished. Oh yeah, I've got my ruffle caught. So I don't think it does work with this type of jumper because it's a dropped shoulder jumper. I'll just sort myself out. But yeah, you can see I've got the pockets on the front, and then I've got the zip. Got that really gorgeous lining, which I think just adds a pop of colour. And then if I just fasten it up, you'll be able to see what it looks like. I think it's going to keep me nice and warm. I don't think it goes with what I'm wearing at all, but I think it is just going to add another little layer. And if I pop the hood up, you can see what it looks like. That hood just feels like it's going to be really cozy and warm as well. So I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. I've got plans to sew up a few more. I'd really like to sew one up in like a black boucle fabric or a wool fabric. I think that would work really nicely as a smart little sort of gilet type thing. And I've seen some really gorgeous versions of this. But I'm really pleased that I have used this gorgeous quilting fabric, and I look forward to wearing this at work as an extra layer over the top of like dungarees and things, just to keep me nice and warm when I'm outside in the garden. So that's all the things that I've been sewing up this week. I have still got my Yanta overalls cut out and ready to go, and that is the next thing that I'm going to sew up. I just got really distracted by this gorgeous fabric, and also by the quilted fabric from Fabric Godmother. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is a sewing challenge, and I can't remember if I've mentioned this, but I have got a video coming out giving you a few gift ideas, because there's a challenge running over on Instagram at the moment, and there are lots of vloggers that are sort of publishing videos throughout the month of November with lots and lots of ideas. So if you search on YouTube the hashtag A Gift to November, all of the vloggers that have published videos will pop up and you can go and watch them. But the sewing challenge is being run by Sewlikedotty and Adam Sews. I'll link their details down below and their channels so you can go and check them out, but I'm sure you follow them already. There are going to be prizes. We're being encouraged to sew up some gifts throughout the month of November. They can be crafty makes, embroidery or dressmaking. There aren't too many rules. You can show sort of works in progress throughout the month of November, and then we need to reveal our final makes on the 30th of November. Like I said, there's lots of vloggers sharing gift ideas, and I have got my video coming out on Wednesday where I'm sharing lots of gift ideas as part of the A Gift to November challenge. The hashtag is hashtag A Gift to November, and when you share your final make on the 30th of November, please make sure that you tag Sewlikedotty and Adam Sews whilst using the hashtag, I was going to say a sew a gift, and then using the hashtag A Gift to November. So watch out for my video coming out on Wednesday. I've got 7 gift ideas for you, for things that you can sew up as gifts to various different people, if you're thinking about sewing and making things for people for Christmas. I always want to sew and make lots of different gifts, and then I run out of time. So I'm really pleased this challenge is running throughout the month of November, because that gives me the motivation to start thinking about what gifts I'm going to start sewing, so that I've got essentially 2 months until Christmas. So thinking about the gifts, I just wanted to let you know, if you watch my Sew Hayley Jane unboxing videos, you'll already know this, but there are lots of tutorials over on the Sew Hayley Jane blog, all to do with the different sewing tutorials that Tamlin puts together for the little magazine. And there are loads of gift ideas on the blog. So there's things like you can make a lanyard, or you can make, I think there was oven gloves, there was a laptop wallet, I think there was a book cover. There's been so many different gift ideas. So I'll link Sew Hayley Jane's blog down below so you can go and check it out if you're looking for gift ideas. And then my blog will come out, I nearly said blog, my blog will come out on Wednesday, and I'll have 7 different gift ideas for you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was a little update on my Make 9 plans. So right at the beginning of the year, I decided to take part in the Make 9 challenge, which is usually a sewing challenge where we set ourselves 9 different patterns to sew up across the year. I decided to have a little spin on it, and I pulled out, I think I started pulling out 9 fabrics and I ended up with 10 fabrics. So I decided to go down a fabric theme rather than a pattern theme, because I've got lots and lots of fabric in my stash. I've sewn up most of the fabrics, but I have got 3 fabrics that I'm yet to sew. So I thought in this Sunday Sewing Catch Up, I'd do a little update on my Make 9 and let you know where I am sort of going with the fabrics. So I've got 3 fabrics that I'm yet to sew up that I pulled out at the beginning of the year and set myself the challenge to include in my Make 9 plans. So the first one, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this, and the reason I haven't sewn this up yet is because the weather was quite warm and I just didn't feel motivated to sew with wool. So I bought this wool from New Craft House ages ago, probably a couple of years ago now, and it was quite an expensive piece of fabric. I think it was like £35 a metre, or it might have been £40 a metre, and I've got a couple of metres of this fabric, so it was quite a pricey purchase for my usual sort of fabrics that I'm buying. And as soon as I saw it, I instantly wanted to make some trousers and then like a blazer. And the patterns that I've settled on, I've got them here. I'm going to sew up the Friday Pattern Company Heather blazer in the wool, and then I'm also going to sew up the Untitled Thoughts Chandler trousers. I'm hoping that I've got enough of this fabric. I have got a lining fabric already that I bought from New Craft House when I bought this wool. So I just need some time to cut it out and get it sewn up. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this done in the next couple of weeks, but I'll definitely get this done in time to wear for winter. So this might end up being a project that I start over the Christmas holidays when I've got a couple of weeks off work and I've got a little bit more headspace to tackle sewing up a blazer. I've heard really good things about the Friday Pattern Company blazer. I've heard that it's a really straightforward sew. I've seen so many gorgeous blazers over on Instagram. I haven't heard quite so much about the trousers, but they do look like a really lovely style of trouser, and I think they will work really nicely in that wool fabric. So that I've got firm plans for that fabric, 2 patterns that I'm hoping to get out of that wool fabric. So the next fabric that I've got to share with you is this gorgeous fabric. I can't even remember what type of fabric it was, but I got this from New Craft House, and it's got astronaut. It's got this really lovely astronaut print. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it there. Yeah, you can just about make it out. It's got this amazing astronaut print all over it. You can see how crinkled it is because I just keep putting it back in my stash, and I really haven't a clue what to turn this into. I've had lots of people suggest lots of different things. I am now leaning towards turning this into a skirt or using it as a lining for a coat, and I've got some wool fabric that somebody sent to me when we did a fabric swap that I could use this fabric because it's a camel coloured wool fabric, so this would work really nicely as a lining. The only thing that's stopping me from that is this is such a gorgeous print and it's so unusual that I feel like it needs to be more than a lining of a coat. So then I think I might turn it into a skirt because I would get a lot of wear out of it if I turned it into a skirt. I'm still really undecided about this fabric, but I would really love to get it sewn up before the end of the year. I could turn it into a dress and wear it to my Christmas party that I've got in December. I wouldn't know what dress to turn it into though, because I wouldn't want it to be too dressy because I'd want to be able to get lots and lots of wear out of whatever I turn this fabric into. I don't want to turn it into something and then I end up just wearing it once. I really want to turn it into something that I end up wearing time and time again. So I'm really not sure about this fabric yet. I still need to sort of have a little bit of a think. I think I need to lay it out. I need to iron it so it's not quite so creased. And then just have a little think about some of the patterns that I've got in my stash. So that is the next fabric that I do need to get sewn up as part of my Make 9. And then the final fabric is this. I think it was a brushed cotton fabric. It's definitely a brushed fabric. I think it is a brushed cotton. I think I got this from Sew Me Sunshine. I think it was described as watermelon print. Let me just turn it around so you've got the brushed side. Yeah, it is a brushed cotton. And I really wasn't sure what to turn this into either. So it's got sort of a green background and then it's got these pink stripes which make like a check sort of effect on the fabric. And I wasn't sure what to turn it into. I've got about 2.5 meters of this fabric. And then Nina Lee from Nina Lee Patterns shared an outfit and she was wearing her new dungaree pattern. The name has completely escaped me, but I'll put a picture in of what the new dungaree pattern looks like. I'll also put a picture in of Nina wearing the gorgeous jumpsuit. She'd made it in a similar sort of fabric. It was like a check fabric. And as soon as I saw it, I just thought of this fabric. So that's what I'm going to do because I've got the pattern. I haven't got around to sewing it up yet, but I'm going to use this fabric to sew up the dungaree pattern that has just been released by Nina Lee. And I'm really excited. Having seen Nina wear that gorgeous jumpsuit in that beautiful fabric, I feel really inspired to turn this into that as well. I'm not sure again when I'll get this sewn up, cut out and made, but I definitely feel really inspired to turn this fabric into that jumpsuit. And again, this was a fabric that I bought because I absolutely loved, and then when it arrived, I kind of got the fear about what to turn it into. But this is definitely going to become the Nina Lee jumpsuit pattern, which the name has totally escaped me. So those are my 3 fabrics that are left for my Make 9. 2 fabrics, firm plans, 1 fabric, still trying to figure it out. But I thought it'd be interesting just to update you on how I'm getting on with my Make 9. All the other fabrics I've sewn up and I absolutely love all of the things that I've made using those fabrics. So what else did I want to share with you today? So the next thing I wanted to talk about was a YouTube blogger, and it's the lovely Sophia, who used to have a channel called Sophia's Boutique, but she's now changed her channel to the Curly Sewista. She ended up taking about a year off vlogging, but she's since returned with a little life update And she's also published another video which is sort of a wander around a market where she's stroking lots of lovely fabric, and I really enjoyed watching her 2 most recent vlogs, so I wanted to give her a little mention. So her channel is now The Curly Sewista, and I'll link it down below if you want to go and give her a little follow. I really enjoyed watching her little life update vlog, and also I love watching anything to do with fabric, so her latest vlog is a really lovely vlog to watch as well. So I just wanted to give Sophia a little mention, and I'll link all of her details down below so you can go and give her a little follow. And then I always like to finish these videos with some sewing plans. So I have got in front of me my Helen's Closet Yanta overalls in the dinosaur fabric, cut out, ready to go. Once I've finished hand sewing the I Am Heather gilet type thing, then I'm going to move on to sewing the dinosaur yantas because I can't wait to wear those to school. I've also got the Riley dungarees cut out in the denim fabric that I talked about. I've actually got some denim fabric here. In this denim fabric, I've got them all cut out, ready to go. So once I've sewn up the yantas, then I'll give these a try, and I'm going to use the denim that I've got to twirl them. And then if I really love the fit and how they turn out, I've got in here this amazing denim that I think I'm going to use to sew up some Riley dungarees. I think they'll be a really fun pair of dungarees, so I'm really excited about that. And then what else do I want to do? Oh, and then the Nina Lee dungarees using this gorgeous fabric. I'm really keen to get that cut out and sewn up as well. So they're 3 quite chunky projects that I've got sort of planned. I'm hoping that I get a little bit of time to sew them here and there across the week, and then hopefully I'll get some time next weekend to sort of immerse myself in sewing for a couple of hours and maybe get the dungarees finished. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, hearing about all the things that I've been getting up to. It's a little bit of a shorter video than my usual videos because I didn't really have a huge amount of fabric to share with you. I have been buying a few pieces of fabric, so next weekend I will have some fabric to share with you. I've been definitely thinking about cozy sewing, so I've got some sweatshirting fabric to share with you next weekend. I really enjoyed sewing up the skirt for Lola, and I know that she's going to get lots and lots of wear out of the skirt. And I'm really looking forward to getting my I Am Heather gilet finished. I just need to do that hand stitching. I'm looking forward to doing that in front of the TV later. If you've enjoyed hearing what I've been getting up to, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it'd be really great if you could hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. And do watch out for my A Gift to November blog that is coming out on Wednesday. It's all ready to go, and I've got lots of lovely gift ideas to share with you. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.